this?
Yep, I will. Okay, we're live.
All right, I'm McKenna.
I'm Nicole.
I'm Kelly. And this is our service learning project that we completed at St. Vincent de Paul. So we're just going to kind of tell you about our journey at St. Vincent and how we kind of developed as servant leaders while we were there. We're under the supervision of Tammy Wellens. So she kind of directed us and guided us along the way. And we're all able to complete our combined total of 45 hours at St. Vincent de Paul. And so now we're just going to go into the history and mission about St. Vincent de Paul. And McKenna's going to start off talking about the history and mission.
Okay, so the history and mission of St. Vincent de Paul. The history of St. Vincent de Paul started when the first store was open on 9th Street in downtown Des Moines, and then they had to move to a new location when the freeway was built, and they were on a new location until 1970 on 606 Forest, and now they are on 6th Street, and they've been there since 1970. Bishop Dolly donated this building to them that they're in today, and ever since they've been in this building, they have been serving Des Moines and growing to have more and more services at this location. And so their mission at St. Vincent de Paul overall is to help others. They even have a sign that says, "Help us help others." They are here to help those in need, and they have two goals at St. Vincent de Paul. They do a great deal of spiritual good to members throughout the community through exercises of charity, and they also do a lot of temporal good to the poor families in the community, and they do this all through Jesus Christ. So St. Vincent de Paul really focuses on helping others religiously and helping do a lot of spiritual good to people, especially those in the community who are experiencing poverty. St. Vincent de Paul helps those who are experiencing poverty become self-sufficient by helping them remove roadblocks in their lives as they move along the journey. So they do things that help remove these roadblocks, and I'm kind of going to talk about those. It'll explain more when I talk about these social issues. So their social issues that they help with is poverty, which I've said, hunger, and they have a food pantry for that. They have social services, which help with financial assistance, rent, and when they just need a little bit of extra money to make ends meet, that's where the social services can really come in. They also have education and clothing to those in need. So to kind of explain that a little bit more, they have a food pantry on Tuesdays and Thursday evenings from 5 to 8 p.m. to help those struggling with hunger and poverty. They can come in and they can basically fill up a box or multiple boxes and just act like they're at the grocery store. And there's some pictures later that you'll see, but they can fill up these boxes and have it all for free. You actually have to qualify for social services though. So you have to come in and have a meeting with one of the social services directors, and they will look at a bunch of, financial and background and all of this stuff, and they will help you qualify for this assistance. So then you can qualify for the food pantry, you can qualify for free clothes upstairs, you can get 4 items of each, you can get 4 pants, 4 socks, 4 shirts for each member in your family. There's a lot of really awesome things that happen once you make that meeting with the social services. They can also help you with rent and a lot of other things like that. So up there where they do that food pantry is also where they have all of these other resources to help those who qualify and come in and need help. And I was talking to the social service director up there, and their main goal is to not provide this service to someone forever, but to help them when they really hit, a time where they need this. This is supposed to help them for that month or 6 months, provide them with that food and the clothing that they need while they are rebuilding their life back and trying to get back on track, get a job again. They're really there to help people remove those roadblocks and get back to being self-sufficient. And that also comes in where they have the education center. So someone can come in and take kind of like the GRE, a test that they have there that will help them get their education, so it can help them be more applicable for jobs and just help them get back on track when they need it. So they really have a lot of really great services at St. Vincent de Paul besides just the thrift store downstairs with really good discounted prices. And they also have free bread every single day and free goodies down there. And sometimes they'll also have just free other assortments of things down in the store. Like one day they had a bunch of French vanilla coffee creamers that were able to be given out for free. So they really do a lot of good for the community. All right, so now I'm going to turn it over to Kelly to talk about the nature of our project.
Okay, so the nature of our project. As a group, we kind of determined the overall goal, was to serve those in need in the community surrounding Mercy College. Our community project allowed us to assist in meeting the needs of those that are less fortunate. The volunteer activities helped contribute to our goal by making the store more accessible and functional. Just getting donations out on the floors, organizing the storefronts. They're very particular in how clothes are set out by gender size. All the hangers face a certain way. The shoes are organized, household goods, everything's very well organized out on the floor. So it makes shopping easy. They're not having to dig through piles of clothes and trying to find sizes. They can go directly to what they are in need of and find it. So that's what, when I volunteered, I mainly helped out on the floor, organizing and keeping it neat and tidy. It also increased our awareness for those in need. I know, I get stuck in my own bubble in Ankeny and kind of don't realize how many people so close by are in need. So it greatly increased my awareness of those in need in Des Moines. So it was great for that. Also just, communicating with people at the facility, workers and people that come into the store that are in need. Sometimes they just need someone to talk to, and just having, time to listen to them and, shop around the store with them was a good experience for me. St. Vincent de Paul, I think it's just taught us how we can better assist our communities. Being Mercy students and working at Mercy area, we're going to be encountering this population a lot. So understanding their hardships and what they go through and resources that they lack, I believe will help us be better nurses in the future. So a brief synopsis of our overall project. I think our community service project was very successful in allowing us to serve the community and grow as leaders. Each of us were able to complete our 15 hours of community service, and I think this was pretty easy for us. The center is open 8:30 to 5:30 every day, so it was very accommodating to our schedules, and we could pop in and out, or they were very welcoming anytime that we wanted to come in and help. And I believe each one of us learned a great deal about our mission, about ourselves, and about each other as team members. We've worked together a lot throughout the semester, and I've learned a lot about McKenna and Nicole. So I think we've developed a friendship over this that will go beyond just servant leadership class. Things that I think overwhelmed us at times were the high volumes of donations that they get in. The back room, there's just piles of stuff everywhere, which is a good thing that so many donations come in. But for me, it was a little overwhelming just to see it all and trying to sort through everything. But it seemed like they each had their own system, and they knew where each pile was and what each pile had in it. And so the workers were very, very good at, keeping donations flowing in and out of the store, not leaving things laying around for too long. Things that lay on the storefront too long, I believe they go up to social services, and then they get, people can have them for free. So they don't leave items out too long. They like to rotate things in and out, just like a normal store would, just give it a different variety throughout the week, months. keeping winter stuff in the winter, summer in the summer, keeping up with the seasons, the holidays, lots of Christmas, Halloween, Easter stuff. So anything you would get at, Target, Walmart, you can find at St. Vincent. Like I said, the staff was great, very accommodating, very pleasant. They're always very appreciative of us being there and helping us. They were very pleasant to the customers. It was just a very nice place to work at. So our journey at St. Vincent de Paul introduced us to many wonderful people. Like I said, the staff was great and very dedicated to their mission. Each one of them brought a special gift to the facility, and they were all wanted to ensure that the store functioned at its full stability, so people could get the resources that they needed. We also learned so much about how a community can work together to provide those in need. This simple acts of service can make a huge impact on the lives of so many. So St. Vincent de Paul has been a great learning experience for all of us. Now Nicole is going to talk about analysis and assessment.
Okay, so I did a little analysis and assessment of our service project. So going back at the beginning of the semester, we set out 3 objectives of what we wanted to achieve by volunteering at St. Vincent de Paul. And our first objective was to, we've kind of talked about this a little bit already, but just increase our awareness of the needs of those in the neighborhood of Mercy College and Mercy Hospital. And our second objective was to learn more in depth about the services that St. Vincent de Paul offers, because before this class, I didn't even know that this thrift store existed. And then the last objective was to understand how we can best serve those at St. Vincent de Paul, so the staff, but also the clientele. And I think we could all agree that we were able to accomplish these objectives. We first did this by attending a brief orientation session at St. Vincent. We met with our project advisor, Tammy, and I thought it was really good of her. She took the time to explain kind of the origins or how the thrift store started, just so we could appreciate where it is now. She also explained all the services that they offer, which McKenna and Kelly have kind of explained that. She also just gave us a tour of the facility. We might not be working in all those areas, but at least we could appreciate all that they do for the community. She also then just explained the purpose that we'd be serving while we were there, which we mostly helped sort through donations. I think we learned a lot from orientation, but we learned even more so just by being able to serve those at St. Vincent de Paul when we put in those 15 hours of volunteering. So while we volunteered, we interacted with many of the staff members, but also the clientele. And we noticed that the clientele, a lot of times it seems like they simply wanted someone to talk to. Like maybe they needed to shop for something in the store, but they also just needed some social interaction. And I think through those interactions, we were able to become even more aware of the needs of the neighborhood, which was one of our objectives. And we were also better able to understand how we could serve those in need in the Mercy College neighborhood. So through this project, we were able to connect key concepts of servant leadership, which we've been talking about all semester during class, and then also the Mercy core values. Some of the principles of servant leadership that we got to kind of put into practice while we're at St. Vincent de Paul were listening, empathy, awareness, and building community. So just some examples of how we were able to kind of work on those and sharpen those skills. So while at St. Vincent, we listened to the needs of staff members, but also the clientele. I think that all of us, we would take the time to stop what we were doing, even if we're in the middle of a task, and just actively listen to what was being said. And also we demonstrated empathy towards the clientele as we strive to better understand their needs throughout our project. Also, as we've talked about, our awareness was significantly increased on the issues of poverty and homelessness. We just saw firsthand how devastating these issues can be to the livelihood of our clientele. We also helped build community by serving those in needs, as we helped make the store more accessible to those in need, just by organizing and helping distribute all the donations that they receive. We also helped to reasonably price these items so that they could afford various necessities. And then kind of switching gears for the Mercy core values, just a reminder, those are knowledge, reference, integrity, compassion, and excellence. I think we were able to use those also while we volunteered. I'd say we developed an increased knowledge of the issues facing the clients. We demonstrated reverence by having just respect for everyone that we worked with and while we were serving. I think we demonstrated integrity as we just demonstrated morality through our work. We utilized compassion because we all truly cared about the success of the store and also the well-being of the clients. And then we also demonstrated excellence because we worked hard when we were at St. Vincent de Paul, and anytime we were there, we were ready to be put to work and just eager to help serve. So now I'm going to talk about directions for future work at St. Vincent. Like we said, St. Vincent de Paul, it does so much for its clientele, but also its community. But while there, we were just able to kind of brainstorm and think of a few ways that Mercy College students could better serve St. Vincent de Paul. We thought one idea was Mercy College students, we're learning so much about health and education while we're there that we could help spread that nutrition education to the clientele at the food pantry. Maybe help them make healthier choices while they're selecting their foods. We could even have some samples of little healthy meals to demonstrate how they can cook even on a budget, We could also send them home with some recipes too of healthier meals to try. Another idea we had, St. Vincent de Paul, they receive a ton of bread donations from Hy-Vee and Panera, and maybe even a few other stores. And they give away this bread for free, like we said. And the reason they donate these items is because they have a surplus. And if they didn't donate these items, they would probably be thrown away or wasted. So I think some Mercy College students could potentially seek out other grocery stores or restaurants that would be willing to donate those food items that they would otherwise throw away. And something else we observed while volunteering, they just have so many donations. And this is mostly a good thing, but sometimes when I was working there, I found that they had to throw away quite a bit of stuff just because they'd run out of places to put it. Storage was kind of an issue, or maybe they're not able to sell these items as quickly as they would have wanted to. So instead of throwing these items away, I thought Mercy College students could help brainstorm, maybe there's other thrift stores that are short on donations or other places that could give away these items for free rather than wasting them. So now back to Kelly to wrap it up a little bit.
We just have learned so much as we've partnered with this organization that has such a rich history of serving all those in need in the Des Moines area. It really opened our eyes to social issues that surround so close to us that we're a part of. Our servant leadership skills were sharpened and strengthened. Had a great experience as we were able to achieve all of our objectives. Experience will help us be servant leaders in the future as we are nurses and throughout our daily lives. So we're just grateful for this opportunity to serve alongside an organization that exemplifies servant leadership as well as the Mercy core values. So that's it.
Thank you.
Thanks.